with every palm strike unleashed. It was as if a dragon awakened amidst the dense clouds. With every shift in stance, it was like a massive wave crashing against the ancient shore. Through this, his martial arts gradually took on an air of grandeur. Vast and open, mighty yet upright, devoid of any treachery or petty malice. Furthermore, a serendipitous encounter with Cao Botong allowed him to master the ambidextrous fighting technique and other profound secrets, rendering the depth of his foundation truly unfathomable. But alas, the Jianghu, the world of martial arts, has never been a sanctuary where one could simply devote oneself to training and expect to live in peace. It is a realm rife with greed and strife, a place where countless eyes meet, yet within each heart lies a hidden blade. The moment the 9-yin manual surfaced, the entire realm was thrown into turmoil. The Eastern heretic, the Western venom, the Southern emperor, the Northern beggar, and the Central divine. Each was a legendary figure of their age, making it seem as though 5 towering peaks had simultaneously risen to dominate the martial arts sky. Among them, there were those who wielded martial arts to uphold the way. Yet there were others who, in their quest to stand supreme above all, were willing to sacrifice their very humanity for the sake of absolute power. Ouyang Feng was precisely that. The deepest, darkest shadow cast across this tapestry of heroes. His schemes ran deeper than any abyss. His methods were as venomous as a serpent's strike. His sole ambition was to seize every essence of martial knowledge for himself, thereby trampling the entire world beneath his heel. In stark contrast to that darkness, Gojing shone ever brighter, pure and unblemished, like a flawless gem. He did not wield his martial prowess merely to flaunt his skill, nor would he ever trade his sense of righteousness for the sake of fame or fortune. At times he was inarticulate, at times he was slow to grasp things, yet when faced with matters of true moral consequence, his resolve stood firmer than a fortress of iron. It was for this very reason that Hong Qigong held him in such high esteem. It was for this very reason that Huan Rong pledged her heart to him, standing by his side as they braved 1,000 perils together. Meanwhile, Yang Kang was treading a path of his own, one that diverged completely from theirs. He possessed a handsome countenance, a cunning intellect, and countless opportunities to turn back from his path. Yet, in the end, he allowed greed and the pursuit of hollow fame to lead him ever further astray. In observing Yang Kang, one realizes that the greatest tragedy of human life is not being born into the wrong circumstances, but rather, even when one knows what is right, refusing to choose it. Munianxi entrusted her entire heart and soul to him. Yet, how could a single blossom of purity hope to cleanse a stream that had long since turned turbid? How sorrowful it is! The deeper the love, the sharper the pain. How regrettable it is! The closer one stands to the light, the more one seems to cast oneself into the shadows. In the end, Yang Kang fell amidst the very schemes upon which he had once relied, leaving behind for the world a sigh of pity rather than a word of condemnation. As for Gojing, After enduring countless perils, he ultimately matured into the very figure upon whom the mantle of hero could be entrusted with absolute confidence. He was not the swiftest of men, nor was he the most cunning in his stratagems. Yet he was one of the rare few who dared to dedicate his entire life to upholding the virtue of righteousness, even in a martial world where others routinely twisted right into wrong. Huang Rong stood by his side, like the bright moon accompanying a steadfast mountain, transforming their romance into a bond that was at once poetic and foundational to a great destiny. Their love was not merely a tale of moonlit trysts and romantic dalliances. It was a sanctuary where noble causes found their anchor, a bond enabling one man straight as an arrow, and one woman radiant as jade, to uplift and sustain one another through the fiercest of storms. The great sword debate at Mount Hu eventually passed. The feuds in the coveted scriptures gradually faded into the annals of history. Yet it is the human heart, the true nature of each individual, that endures far longer than any martial technique. Thus, the legend of the Condor heroes has attained its status as a timeless classic, not solely through its miraculous feats and peerless martial arts, but because it captures the indomitable spirit of human beings. Those who know how to love, how to hate, how to stumble and lose their way, and ultimately how to stand tall amidst the cataclysms of a nation in peril.